Good morning. I am in the car, as you can see. I look exhausted and I feel exhausted. But I wanted to share this with you. We did most of the renovations of our cabin and our house ourselves. As you may know, we've converted our stables into a home, and we did everything ourselves with the help of our local builder, Jean-Francois. Then we had the crazy idea of building a cabin while we were about to do the last finishings of that house, and that had to wait. We created the cabin, which we did all by ourselves, and now we are moving on with the big farmhouse. And we decided we don't want to do the huge, bigger works ourselves. It is just quite huge, the project itself, and we decided to ask help for this project, and they were going to come somewhere next week or maybe the week after, and I was still supposed to be in touch with them about the specific exact date, and I've been trying to get hold of him all week, and then he called me on Friday morning saying we're coming on Monday morning to start the demolition, which means our entire bedroom needs to be empty. We were taking out the floor and the wall and the ceiling and the bathroom that was there. We were going to do all of that, and then they're going to do the big demolition. I still have my physical problems because of the car accident I had ages ago, and I still have to really be very careful with how I spend my energy, but also how I use my body. And I was like, no, I cannot do this. I can't do this weekend. I just can't. So I decided to post on Instagram and ask for help, and it was just amazing. 2 people offered to come, and one of them I've known, I think, through my business as a business coach. I think that's how we must have met at some point online. And the other one was a guy who lives, turns out, just in the next village, and he came this morning. He's clearing the barn with Olav. And I was just like, what? The world, honestly, is so beautiful. There are so many nice people in the world. Internetconnectie?
Huh?
Is dit onze internet?
Ja.
The works have officially started. We're excited. We're exhausted from everything that we've done up until now. And we're just going to take it one step at a time. So Olav is currently doing the plumbing. So he's going to dig in the floor, the sand floor, to put the drains, I think, for the kitchen and the bathroom. And then the builders are going to come back and put in the concrete floor that we're not doing ourselves this time. And then they're going to build a small wall, prepare the beams for the first floor. Olav's going to finish that first floor, so we'll have a beautiful large farmhouse kitchen and a suite on the first floor. And that's probably enough to start with. And I hope we can make good progress, because it's getting more and more difficult to get building materials or builders. It's really becoming a big problem. We've been warned about that by most of our builders, so we're just going to do the best we can. And while we do that, enjoy the fact that we're able to live in such a beautiful place. I pinch myself every day, every day. Olav is actually digging a hole there because we need to do all the plumbing and whatever that is called for the kitchen, for the bathroom that will be in the suite upstairs, for the bathroom that will be on the other side of the room, because that part is where our old living room is. Our bedroom used to be here, and our bedroom will be on the other side of that wall with an ensuite bathroom. And then this all is going to be the kitchen with a toilet and some laundry room stuff, utility room. So these big barn doors are going to be replaced by glass windows and doors. And this wall that you're looking at is actually the separation between the former stables and the barn. So that is the part of the house on the other side of that wall that we've renovated over the past 2 years. And this is the temporary door that we've been using for the past year and a half to go from our bedroom and our living room to the part that's already been renovated where the boys have their bedroom. And this is also now our living room. So we've moved into this space. This will be a future holiday home, and we're using this now while we're doing the renovations on the other side. So we've just put our furniture in here. It's not finished. We need to do painting of the ceiling. We've did put this beautiful fireplace in here that I still really love. And we have to make a kitchen here. As you can see, there's nothing. I have my Lacanche range, but that's waiting for us to start the kitchen here. This is the countertop that I want to use in this kitchen. So it might be confusing. We're doing this little kitchen here for our own use, and then for the use of the guests of the future holiday home. And the big kitchen, when I refer to we're finally doing the kitchen renovations, that is actually the big space on the other side of the wall. So where you just saw the demolitions going on. So for reference, where that little window is, those were the stables that we turned into a holiday home. That's where we're living, with the bedrooms upstairs. This is the veranda. That room, that window was our old bedroom. So basically from this part all the way here was the grange. So that's the barn, I would say. This is our old kitchen that was added to the house at some point that we're not going to use. That is a lot of noise. And it's basically all of this part of the house until the holiday home that we're going to attack and renovate now. So that is currently our bathroom. And so this is going to be our future bedroom and ensuite bathroom, living room, This is going to be a utility room, like a big one with the heat pump installations and stuff. And yeah, it is a huge project. What can I say? That's our terrace that we created last year, because that is part of the septic tank installation. So we had to take that bit of the farm field to use it to install the septic tank, and then we decided to keep it instead of, you know, making it part of the farm field again. Built this little drywall and turned it into a beautiful terrace, and we are so happy that we did, because these all used to be hedges. So this was entirely closed before, and you just couldn't see anything from the house. You just didn't have any view. And now we do. Now we have this gorgeous view that I love. Lukt het?
Ja. Ja. Ik ben er bijna. Hoop ik.
Olav and I are very different, but we've managed to find a way to work on this project and both use the best of our talents. So he's doing all the building works and the technical bits, and I'm doing all the figuring out what it needs to look like and styling and decorating and the marketing, of course, of our rentals. So I went to IKEA to take some measurements. I think it's a really good way to look at all the kitchens that they've made and just see how much space they use, trying things out and trying to figure out how much space we would need to make and how big I want my island to be. And I also took a peek at the bedroom section, because we want to have a suite on the first floor with an ensuite bathroom, and I was just getting some ideas on how we could make that work. So for the style of the kitchen, I have made this Pinterest board. Honestly, I think Pinterest is the best invention ever. This is the image I found after spending hours and hours on Pinterest. And this, I think, catches the vibe I want to get best. So here's another one. I like these Mediterranean style finishings, like the video I did about Julien's house in Provence. I'll link it up here. But I want to also stay true to the style of Burgundy, because we're not in southern France, we're in Burgundy. So I want to go with this farmhouse style. I actually wanted to put in one of these, but this is all Scandinavian style. And our local, what is that called, plumber and someone that fixes and installs heating systems said, this cannot be done in France. We are not allowed to do it. You need to follow all the French regulations. But we are getting one of those cuisinière bois. So that is a wood stove, yes. But that wouldn't be very comfortable in the summer. So we're also getting a range cooker thing. And we're getting a La Canche, and La Canche is actually the next village. So these are made in the next village. So I think it's gorgeous to have that in our kitchen. Look how huge these are. My friend gave these to me yesterday from her garden, and I wanted to make a stew with this, and she gave them to me because I told her, I saw her yesterday and I was complaining about not being able to find them anymore. These are parsnips and they should still be in season. It's early April, like it's the end of season. And then she said, I have plenty in my garden, I'll get you some. So I'm going to cook a stew because Olav's parents are here from the Netherlands and they're coming for dinner. And as we are in Burgundy after all, we are going to use mustard.
Oui, il y avait longtemps. Mais bon, il y a eu du boulot de fait. Oui, du travail aussi. Oui, oui, c'est bien, c'est joli. C'est joli. Bravo.
So we've got vegetable soup from yesterday that I'm just warming up here, and croque monsieur for, what is it, lunch.
We've just been so busy in the last weeks to get all the final finishings of the cabin finished, and we also have a lot of reservations, and we've already welcomed a lot of guests. We're so happy. I never thought it would bring me so much joy. And in between guests, we also had time to finally finish the front yard of the cabin. We will need to put a fence up here because our farmer is going to put cows in this field. But we finally created the fire pit and also the small path to the cabin from the street. And our next guests are coming today, and Olav's got the fire going for the hot tub. And yeah, it's really, really nice. So for now, thanks again so much for watching. I hope to be able to share more progress with you soon. I love sharing more progress. But, you know, this is the real renovating. This is what it's really like. Real works take a lot of time, and there's a lot of other stuff that you have to do to get to this beautiful end result. And I'm just going to share the entire journey with you and take you along with me as good as I can. I also have to travel to the Netherlands for work. So yeah, I'm hoping to be back as soon as I can with a new video. Thanks again so much for all your comments and your support, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, hij rijdt door. Nee, dan gaat hij denk ik stoppen en achteruit. Yeah, the cows are coming. I think he's driving the wrong way.
So we already have some cows from the other farmer. You can see all the way in the back. Let me zoom in, see if you can see them. And they walk in that field. So from the deck you can see them all the time. That's a bit far away now. But that tractor is our farmer friend. Let me zoom out again. So the one that has that field on the other side of the hedges. And he's going to put his cows there. So he might go to another field first, or maybe get them, because his farm is at the other end of that farm. And then this field, our field, you see we've created this little front yard now, and that will grow. That needs to grow because he uses that to feed the cows. And then when he's mown, is that the word? Mowing the lawn. Mowing or taking off all that grass, maybe in about a month or 3 or so, then we're going to put a new fence up, trying to make that as beautiful as we can. But he's going to put usually about 3 or 4 cows in this field. So then when you come here, I love that, you have your cows as neighbors.